The arts and art.
Art. The arts.
The art.
The arts.
The arts.
The arts.
Stories from the Heart is a video project supported by the Ohio Art Education Association. We are sharing heartfelt stories about the impact of the arts on Ohioans' lives, communities, and places of business. Arts education impacts the future of Ohio's creative workers, and we know the arts means business with hundreds of thousands of jobs in our state. We believe innovative thinking and everyday skill set utilized in the arts is key to Ohio's successful future. Our hope is that you will make the connection between heart and action that supports arts education every day for every child in Ohio. Supporting arts education in all grade levels is a significant way to ensure the potential of people from all walks of life in every community, every school, in every cultural organization, and in every business and industry throughout our great state. Ohio is said to be at the heart of it all, and we agree. Art education is the heart of Ohio.
The arts promote critical thinking, innovation, teamwork.
Art is a visual puzzle, and it's something that we need to engage with. We have a responsibility to have a visual dialogue with what artists are producing.
Albert Einstein said that the study of religion, science, and art are all branches of the same tree.
I don't even know where I'd be if I didn't do the arts. Like, I always wanted to be like a carpenter, like a welder when I was growing up, but that still has something to do with the arts.
Creativity is one of the 21st century skills, and art stimulates creativity.
With art, you could always have a different answer for every question that you proposed.
My youngest one, who was hard of hearing from birth, the art, it was a huge escape for her. It helped her communicate, it helped develop other parts of her brain that she needed to develop.
I feel like art offers opportunity for students to be exposed to a different avenue of learning, because not everybody is good at history, math, English, but they may be very good at art.
My grandma was teaching us how to, combine colors and style and elements. So early on, I liked that, and it was kind of a dichotomy in that I was a football player, but I was also in art all through high school.
If you take out specialists in terms of the areas of art and music, it's my thought that you begin to reduce the quality of those programs.
Oh yeah, I know Affleck the Duck, so I think that's made such a huge impact on the company. Market recognition, and somebody had to design that, and some talented person that came through middle school and high school and developed that love for art, did that.
Albert Einstein actually said that facts can betray you and knowledge is consistently overrated, that faith may be useful to the soul, but what truly is creative is an understanding of the dynamic of the arts.
You put enough information in your head, it all gels after a time, and the arts do that. You have to think things through. No one ever designed an automobile or a bank vault or anything without starting out with a sketch, without starting out with a drawing. And the more able you are to do those preliminary drawings and create, if you're an architect and you're trying to sell a concept to a customer, you have to create a drawing for them that will be meaningful, that looks like the real thing. And of course a lot of that is done on the computer now, but it still requires that kind of mental capability.
The arts are invaluable when it comes to promoting 21st century skills, which are vital to the healthcare industry. In healthcare, we need professionals who can work in teams, who can problem solve, who can be innovative and come up with that next medical device. And the arts promote that type of learning. And so whether it's our Explorers program or Expressions or Spotlight on Learning, the arts are a very important part of what we do here at the clinic and how we are training the next generation of healthcare professionals.
I think we see challenging times in the state of Ohio, particularly financially, and for us to not be cautious of putting everybody into a single box and into a single mode of learning, I think is going to lose us a lot of students and their capabilities to meet their dreams, their talents, to be able to have those creative thinkers out in the workplace helping us come up with the new products, the new ideas, the new economic development that the state of Ohio and other states in the United States are dying to have. So I think if we use the visual arts as one of the many talents and skills that people have to draw them out and use them for creativity as well as keeping them interested and passionate about school, then those students not only learn well, but they also provide an economic development and engine for the country and the state.
It creates a sense of excitement within the kid. It takes a kid out of his or her shell that may be in the shell. They may not like anything else initially, but as they come into a school, they're looking forward to doing this project. They're looking forward to this performance. They're looking forward to doing all those types of things that are associated with art. And you can't tell me that you don't learn more about reading if you're in a play. Not only do you learn to read your part, you learn to read the parts of those who are before you and those who are after you and those who are around you, because you have to interact with all those individuals in terms of the process. You can't tell me that you don't learn more about math if you're involved in designing a set for a play.
Arts in addition to helping downtowns revitalize themselves through the arts and encouraging schools to tie into that revitalization. Last year we released a 10-year plan for arts and economic development. It's called 2020 Vision. It contains 10 plans, but 5 of them are for downtown revitalization. We're taking some of what we learned in downtown Canton and trying it out across Stark County. Each of those plans have 2 strategic parts. Part number 1 is using arts and history activities to revitalize downtown. But part 2 is tying the schools into that downtown revitalization, urging them to create a SMARTS program where they're systematically integrating arts and academic development, and then using downtown spaces as kind of a celebration for that.
I have a restaurant that serves sandwiches, and one student was involved in art and the other wasn't. The student who wasn't involved in art came up to me with a tomato and informed me that I had bought the wrong tomatoes, that I should have purchased sliced tomatoes, which is what I needed for my sandwiches. And the art student said, I can show you 100 different ways, more creative ways to slice that tomato than how you're currently doing it for your sandwiches. So the art student really didn't look at that tomato as a problem, where the other student just could not foresee past the fact that I bought a whole tomato instead of sliced.
I want to say maybe 6. I was learning how to take film in and out of the canisters and put it on the reels, and ever since then I see everything in just stills everywhere, just still pictures constantly everywhere I look, ever since I was little. And there's been times where it's been beneficial just because I've noticed one little thing, looking around like I do with seeing stills, and I have this picture in my head that will never go away. But so I knew that it was a matter of seconds before, and the only thing I really sticks in my mind is that one visual photo of her reaching for the gun, and I had seconds to either switch her up or I was closest to the door, so run. I mean, it was, and I knew she probably would have shot at least one of us, maybe all 3 of us, if I wouldn't have gotten her distracted. But because of the visual, constantly just seeing things that way, differently.
Saved your life.
Yeah, it did. It did that day, for sure.
I can't imagine a life without art.
Art, for me, speaks to your soul, right? It speaks to your soul. It allows your soul to display itself in wonderful kinds of ways.
I look at a face and I see 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. When my son had to do his self-portrait, he looked at his face, he saw hills, he saw crevices, he saw wrinkles, he saw his features in a whole different perception than I did.
My name is Susan Shy, and I'm a full-time artist. I live in Worcester, Ohio, and my whole life has been, and I just can't imagine Ohio without art classes for the students. I feel like what a loss this would be, because we all need to interact and brainstorm and keep our hands busy and our minds busy, and it's way more than a study hall. It is absolutely the bedrock of how we exercise our creative impulse.
We're really proud of the opportunity that we have to help children learn and grow and become artists, designers. But I think that we're just as equally proud and amazed at the skills that kids can pick up through the arts and value throughout their lives and make their lives richer, fuller, more complete. And it's been personified in the people that are continuing to help make a place like the Wayne Center for the Arts an important part of our community today.
I'm not athletic, so having art is like a really big thing for me. Gives you a lot of confidence.
3 children later, I go back to college and sit down in a class that I had to take that was for art, and found out that I dearly loved it. And I've dabbled in all sorts of things: china painting, oils, colored pencils, graphite drawings, and I love it. Now it's a whole different world's opened up.
So I'd say my dad was the biggest influence in my life in getting introduced into the arts and enjoying it and becoming a life skill, not just a temporary occasional visit here and there. You know, it's reflected in everything in our home, to what we do, to what we enjoy, you know, the things that you take to heart. So I'd say it was my dad. Mm-hmm. Yep, he was that tapestry that put it all together. Yeah.
Our son Christopher was diagnosed with a severe to profound hearing loss, or actually deafness, and so he had a delayed receptive language, which created a delay in his expressive language. What we were told was that children with that kind of delay learn very concretely, and to do everything we could to open up the abstract thinking, because that avenue would help him learn better when it came to, you know, full sentences and further on. And so he was always doodling, even by 3. Just even a picture of a face, he had 9 different parts of the face, including, you know, eyelashes and eyebrows and just everything. And they were always quite amazed at his developmental skill for expressing himself. But art gave him an avenue to express himself that he wouldn't have had.
I love drawing, it's everything, and then art just makes my world. I love it. If someone didn't know art, I always try teaching them something, and I try getting art out there as much as I can, because it's an amazing thing to experience. It is.
Do you like art class, Abby?
Yeah, I like painting and coloring, and yeah. And like mixing colors together.
Well, what's it do for you? I mean, you do it at home.
Yeah, but like it makes me feel better when more people get to see it.
Oh, I see. So you like the recognition.
I guess.